Hello everyone, welcome back to the Stanley Parable. Last time we found the blueprints to the game, and we're just kind of exploring this area. I don't know, I think it's pretty cool. It's weird how this was a game in a game. I don't know what this is even anymore, but it's pretty amazing. Early underground portion of the game. I mean, like, it's just showing you, like, we got this new narrator. Hello? Hello? Thought I heard talking. Narration outtakes.
Where were all of his co-workers? Oh, I don't know. How about they're throwing a surprise party for him for all his button pushing? Does that sound plausible to you?
Early takes that were not used in the final game. Kevin Brighting, apparently is the voice of the narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of development. Wow. This game took a lot of work and time. What's amazing is I'm pretty sure it came out in like 2011. So I'm playing this like 5 years after it's been released. And technology is really just... But this is a super unique game. That's what I heard about it. It's really just kind of... what is this? Freedom ending. Very first incarnation of the freedom ending in the game Alpha. The Alpha game. Wow. One of the desks from the early version of the Countdown ending. Countdown. I want that to come back. I guess the Countdown ending is the one we had here. Freedom ending. This is the freedom ending as existed in beta. Much more like farms, less trees too. Monitor room elevator. For a long time, the elevator in the monitor room could go up or down with freedom above and countdown below. We abandoned this when players found it too difficult to remember what was up and what was down, and placed the two endings together instead. Wow. They really, like, tested this. Early version of the Countdown room. The game is now paused. Escape menu. For a long time, we had an ending that only ended when the player restarted from the escape menu. Unfortunately, very few players realized this was what we were supposed to do, which was frustrating for everyone. They really, like, put this through a lot of testing. The Zending. The screenshot depicts the early version of the ending known as the Zending, which is eventually cut and merged with another part of the game. Zending. What is this? Here we go. Went through many iterations. This room represents the 4th version of the ending. We thought it was complete, but decided to abandon and change it shortly before launch. That's kind of hilarious. These levers were originally part of the Zending. The players would pull a lever and the narrator would describe what color lever they pulled. Can I pull these? Oh, come on. Did we go through here? What's this? The meeting room. Oh, these are all the options. The flow of hallways following the 2 doors was important to get right, since players would replay them so many times. We discussed a number of designs, but ultimately the simplest version, yeah, usually the simplest way is the best way, to be honest. Vent. The lounge has a vent. One option, 2 options. Oh, they went with the... I understand. Okay, they didn't go with the vent option. That was too difficult. Darn, I thought there was a vent in the lounge. I got really excited there. Timer. In a previous version, the choice of loading an apartment ending. A timer now would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. Okay, so now we know that we can try that one. Cargo lift. I don't feel like reading all of this. Cargo lift has a couple different developments. That makes sense. This is awesome, guys. Like, this is super, super cool. Trailers. We ran for 4 teaser trailers over the course of the game's development, each meant to convey something about the spirit of the game. So the first one, released in May 2012, it features a series of broken rooms, voicing the narrator informing viewers that he's preparing a new version of the Stanley Parable. Let's watch it. Is there supposed to be no sound? This game's apparently like a huge hit. We're not gonna watch the whole thing. It's kind of boring. Crap, I don't remember where to go. Or where... Oh, let's see. Do we go up this way? I mean, this is my favorite part of the game, to be honest. Game design mock-up. There's just so many places to explore here. These are just the rooms, apparently. Stanley's office. From the left to right, the evolution of Stanley's office over time. This was created in November 2011, the second March 2012, and the third... Okay, so maybe... Has it just been gone through updates? Or like in 2011, was that just the alpha or the beta? I don't know anymore. When the game actually like fully came out. Is this the office, the lounge? I think we saw all that stuff. Let me just double check. Is that the phone? Yeah, it's the phone from a different angle. More endings, fewer endings, more narratives, fewer narratives, more Stanley, less Stanley. Crazy, larger. Maintenance room. Gosh, I don't even know where to go anymore. We explored the crap out of this place. Warzone. Early development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on the battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against an error. That's amazing! Starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for tone of the game. Plus, some people interpret it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. People are too sensitive. So what if you're making fun of shooters? I mean, even if that's not your intention. So? Oh, crap. We're back at the beginning. This was cool, though. This was a really neat part of the game. I'm glad we took the direction that we took. The exit was over here, I believe. I think we explored everything, didn't we? There's the elevator thing. Yeah, let's head on out of here. Looks good. Okay.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Am I supposed to turn that off?
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
Stanley
No,
the narrator.
Perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path.
Like, quit to menu. I don't want to do that.
Stop now. It'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
I wasn't gonna quit the game. That's silly. Hello? Did it just quit out? Do I seriously have to restart the game from here? I can't tell with this game anymore with how long like you have to wait, because like sometimes it feels like it's just a few seconds, and then that baby game he wants me to play for 4 hours. So like there's no sense of time for this. It's just I mean, apparently we have to restart the game. That's weird. I wonder if we would have sat there for like an hour. If I had an hour to sit there, I totally would for you guys, but I don't want to sit there for an hour and have nothing happen and then realize I have to sit there for 2 hours or something. So instead, we will explore other options.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I really want those input things back. Because they said, like, according to that, like, the game, like, this whole part pretty much stays the same, but I know the inputs were added. No, open. I have to stop just clicking as I walk, but...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Escape. We can't go down the boss's thing. We already won. I don't feel like being that. Let's see what else we can do.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Should we look for the vent? No, we just said that wasn't correct.
Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before. Was it this room? A connection between the two? Could a man love a room? I mean, truly, truly, deeply, madly love.
That's creepy. But I like the different dialogue.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have missed, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Oh, I forgot to look for the... Why do I keep coming back to the vent idea? So we jumped off there, we did the red door, we did the blue door. I'm sure there's other options we could do in the blue thing, but let's see.
And so he detoured through the maintenance
I don't think we ever went
section, walked straight
here.
ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
But I don't think it would matter. Let's see. That's the meeting room. Can we like reroute? No.
Yet there was not a single person
here
here
in the meeting
either.
room.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
But I'm hoping there's other options down here. What's this? Is that a button? It's just a light. Nothing over this way. Just trying to find anything. Anything at all.
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
Oh, that's
he
right.
He considered
That's
the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours.
I forgot that
he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
Well,
All
I won't make
because
you guys
he
sit through
believed
this, so
everyone
I'll
had
skip through this
vanished.
stuff.
His boss.
Alright guys, so I realized like halfway through doing that, the ending that we did before, that I could just restart the game.
All of his co-workers
so I did
were
that
gone.
instead.
What could it mean?
So,
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
let's continue. I don't know what other options we have, guys. I think we kind of played the crap out of this game.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Because the right way takes us those options.
This was not the correct
Oh,
way to the
let's do the
meeting room,
telephone
and
thing. Let's not
Stanley knew
answer
it
it.
perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
And see if this has any new dialogue.
The lounge was grand, majestic,
It is.
perhaps too majestic. Like a combination of a much smaller version and a much larger version of this exact room. It all made Stanley
That makes
uncomfortable, and he started to bleed a little. This made him smile. At last, proof that he was human.
Wow. Why does this get randomly like so dark?
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
It's so creepy. Man.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't
I was
5 years ago.
I was hoping he would start bleeding, to be honest.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong
just
foot
dripping
here.
blood everywhere.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
It's all about
There's someone you've been
Stanley.
neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Okay.
This
Let's.
is it, Stanley.
Can I go up this way?
Your chance to redeem
Darn,
yourself,
I was really excited.
to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Alright, so now we won't answer the phone.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
I will not. I refuse.